Hey everybody, welcome back to Discover SPRINGFORD. I know this might look a little bit different, but I was having some issues with my camera not going into focus, so I'm using my phone to film this episode. I apologize if there is any reduction in quality, as that was not my intent. Anyway, I'm standing in front of Salon Evolve, located on Ridge Pike in Limerick. Today, I'm sitting down with the owner, Kim McQuillan, who's going to help me get rid of almost 2 years of hair growth.
I'm Jeff Desiato, a professional actor, part-time realtor, and transplant to the Springford area. And I'm on a mission to find the best that Springford has to offer. I'll be interviewing local business owners, civil servants, and other prominent members of the community to find out what makes Springford a great place to live, work, eat, and explore. I invite you to join me on my journey as I discover Springford.
So what you're watching is almost 2 years of hair growth disappearing in a matter of 20 seconds. Now obviously the haircut is moving a little bit faster than the actual haircut, but it was only about 20 minutes to get rid of all that hair and to give you the finished product. So we tried to do this interview about a week ago. Didn't work, unfortunately. My camera decided to be finicky, so I tried to use my phone, and that didn't work other than getting the haircut captured for the video purposes. But now we're here back with our normal setup. I'm here with Kim McQuillan and Brittany Moyer of Salon Evolve. They were gracious enough to allow me to come in almost at closing time, and I know they're probably itching to go home after a long day of styling and coloring and blowing out and all the things that they do on a regular basis. But ladies, thank you so much for making the time for us to do this episode. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you.
So Kim is the owner, Brittany is the manager of Salon Evolve. They've been in Limerick for 17 years, I believe, which I may know a little bit more in this episode than I know in previous episodes. Typically I'm hearing all the information for the first time, but like I said, we did have the haircut done. So I got some of the information during our conversation of the haircut, but Kim, why don't you tell us a little bit about your backstory before you got into owning the salon here? Tell people a little bit about where you're from, what you went to school for, things like that, and then you can talk about your experience in the salon industry.
Okay.
You're the first victim, as it were.
Yeah, I mean, I graduated high school and I've always wanted to be a hairdresser, so I went to school, beauty school in Reading, Pennsylvania, and I'm from here almost my whole life. So I started working in Reading at a hair salon and eventually worked my way to this area.
Okay. So what was it about getting in the salon, being a stylist, a cosmetologist, I guess is the technical term, is that right? Yeah. It sounds so formal, I don't know. Like that's what you get the certificate, I guess, as a cosmetology. Mm-hmm. What is it about cutting hair, styling, beautifying that really appealed to you, that made you even want to do that? Like if you knew you wanted to do it.
Yeah, it's just something about taking what somebody wants to do and makes them feel better about themselves. You know, just changing a color or a haircut, giving them bangs, no bangs. It's rewarding to watch somebody just feel good about themselves.
Yeah, I can definitely understand that, considering I've gotten a lot of rave reviews about my new look. If you go back in the very first few episodes of Discover Springford back in 2017, this is kind of what I looked like, and then everybody who watched saw me just get more and more scraggly as my hair got longer and longer and my beard got more bushy and bushy. So for those loyalists that have been there since day one, I'm finally back to normal for you. But I can definitely understand that as someone who kind of goes through transformations for acting roles and things like that, clean shaven, mustache, goatee, all that kind of stuff. It's something when you feel like you found the look, that's your look, that there's nothing like you feel so much better about like going out of the house. So the fact that you are able to do that for so many people is pretty rewarding.
It is.
Like you said. So Brittany, tell me a little bit about your backstory and how you and Kim got connected.
So I kind of actually knew Kim from way back in the way. I'm friends with her niece. But I went to school, cosmetology school, esthetician school up in Allentown.
I've never heard that.
Yeah, so esthetician is facials and waxing and everything. Okay. So that was a short program, so I did that, and then I interviewed with here, and I started working here when I was 19. did facials, did some waxing. Then kind of started doing the front desk and more business side of it, and kind of fell in love with that more than actually doing services. So I fell in love with more of the customer service than clientele and business side of it.
Oh, that's cool. So like the administrative work coupled with your more creative flair, that's a good, for marriage, for lack of a better term, but like, duo. I don't know why I couldn't think of the word, the partnership, I couldn't think of any words. But so you tell me a little bit about, so you've only been in this location here that you worked here. So tell me a little bit about just, what you were involved in, your first few steps into actually cutting hair once you got, because obviously you go to school, you get the experience that they give you, but then you actually have to go out into the world and find a job and have those first few haircuts. So like, tell me a little bit about the emotions of that and just kind of how you navigated through those things.
I actually still have my first client.
Do you really?
I cut his hair.
Must have been a good haircut.
I cut his hair in my kitchen when I was like 19. He was my first customer. Yeah,
wow.
He still comes. Ron Frederick. He still comes here.
Yeah. Shout out.
Yeah.
Shout out to Ron Frederick. Without you, this place would not be here.
So
I would imagine if your first client, it was a bad experience, that would have really kind of. It's like I don't know, if you're jumping into the deep end and like almost drowning, like it would be very hard to go back in the water again after you have an experience like that. So the fact that he's still your client, that's awesome. Yeah,
that does happen to people sometimes.
What a bad experience.
Yeah, I mean, over the years we've had hairdressers that just get nervous or little things scare them away. It's it's tough industry, but it's also really fun.
Yeah, so. I would imagine that confidence is, as with many skill sets, that you need to kind of establish that confidence. And relying on, I've trained to do this, I've wanted to do this, I know what I'm doing, I just need to kind of allow the training and the natural muscle memory to kick in the moment. Because obviously every person that comes in, there's different personalities, different, that may clash, so that might throw people off.
Right.
So that's one thing I've noticed, and I've talked to barbers and things like that in the past, is the customer service side, but also just like the personality match is almost as important, if not more so, with their stylist. Like they need to feel like that trust. So the fact that you really, I think, were inspired to want to make people feel good. So that's the fact that you already had that in you probably helped, as opposed to just like, I just want to cut hair. I don't care if it looks good or not. Obviously nobody goes into it with that attitude, but so I don't, not to age you obviously, but we did mention 17 years being here in Limerick. So how long before you were you opened your own business were you working in the industry?
About 10 years.
Okay.
Yeah, I've worked in salon for 10 years. The last salon I worked at was 8 years.
Okay. So had you worked in multiple salons up to that point?
No, only one other one before that. Yeah.
So at what point did you decide, I think I could go off and kind of build my own from the ground up?
Well, I always went to a lot of classes, and they always, as a hairdresser, they have classes in amazing places. So you get to go to beautiful hotels and eat at nice restaurants. So you just got, like going to New York City and California, I just got like a really good vibe with certain areas. And I kind of wanted to bring that here a little and have my own, I don't know, I guess I just always waited for a salon to open that would be the style in my head that I wanted.
Yeah, right.
But I didn't really ever think it would be me opening one.
Yeah, that's funny. You're not alone in that, because I've talked to so many, actually I should have mentioned at the beginning of this, this is the 50th episode of Discover SPRINGFORD, so I'm glad that I remembered that. So I've talked to, now there's 3 episodes that were with one person, which is the Springford Area Historical Society, but so that makes it, I think, my 48th guest. But pretty common thread is people saying, if you had told me that I was going to be the one to start this, or I was going to be a business owner, I would have told you were crazy.
Right.
And it's kind of funny
and then to have an employee, that was, that was not my plan either.
Well, that's a whole other issue. Is like, it's one thing to be self-employed, and then you're like, all right, well, I'm just responsible for myself. And then, but then to be like, okay, I need to, because then you're handing your baby over to this other person that you're hoping will, care the same way that you do and do it the same way that you like it to be done, but then also giving them the creativity to do it in a way that, just as you felt when you were cutting hair, you wanted to feel your style was being conveyed. So I can't imagine this, especially that early. So when you started out here, well, in a different location, but Salon Evolve, was it just you when it started?
No, I had one assistant and then one stylist also.
Oh, okay. So you kind of built a little bit of a team before you made the jump.
Well, not really.
Oh, really?
You opened by yourself.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
it just ended up
happening.
Yeah, it just ended up happening. And then my sister-in-law went to school for hair, and my niece went to school for hair, and a couple clients we kind of forced to do hair. It just kind of grew.
Yeah, that's you can't pay for your meal, so you wash the dishes in the back. Can't pay for your haircut. All right, you're cutting the next person's hair that's walking in the door.
Yeah, and we had nails at one point.
Oh, did you?
And pedicures, and we did airbrush tanning in the beginning. Well, we were in a small space.
Yeah.
So it was like 11.
And I would imagine you're just kind of feeling it out a little bit, like to find your identity amongst all of the, the various different atmospheres that people create for salons and things like that. You're kind of figuring out, all right, what do we want to be known for?
Right.
And find the voice of Salon Evolve.
Right.
That's interesting.
Yeah, and after 17 years, I mean, the first salon was like red and black and like just so different than this one.
Yeah.
It's almost like I transformed in like different, like my whole, I don't know, my outlook on life or something, because then everything went to like soft blues and just like earth tones.
Yeah.
I
think that's
different
natural.
stage of life,
Yeah, it's cool because I think
it kind of evolved into like a just calmer atmosphere.
Yeah.
Evolved.
Yeah.
No pun intended.
Yeah, I feel like anytime we mention something about evolve, there should be like a little ding, or it should be the secret word along the bottom. But it's true. Like we as people, we grow, and our likes and our dislikes change over time,
absolutely.
and our tastes change. Even just like I didn't like that food,
exactly.
but now I really,
Yeah.
So the fact that you allowed yourself to kind of morph and transition and migrate into different things, I think that's important, especially if you're going to run the distance or go the distance, 17 years and hopefully another 17 or however long you want to stay open. But
it is. It's like even every employee shifts the vibe, and every like we did foils, and before that it was pulling through a cap, and then now it's hair painting, and now it's back to hair painting and foil, and so it constantly changes.
That's funny so the fact that you have an environment where people can come in and things start to adapt around them, and everybody's kind of working hand in hand or hand in hair. So at what point, how long had the business been open for before you got involved, Brittany?
So I've been here for almost 11 years. So I guess it was open for about 6 years. Yeah.
So
because we were down the street for 4, and now that building is gone.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's where like Lidl is now, that big shopping center.
Yeah, it was in there.
That's amazing. Yeah, I would imagine over the 17 years that you've been here, you've seen so much turnover. So that in and of itself is incredible because you're right down the road.
Right.
So I mean, you're in a different building, but you basically have been in the same spot for this long, while everything else around you has changed. It's, save for maybe Sunshine Cafe. That's been there for 25 years or whatever. But it's crazy because that's the world that we live in. It's like things get torn down and bigger things come in its place. So the fact that you guys have lasted for 17 years and beyond is a testament, I think, to the fact that you're willing to, adapt and let the honesty and integrity of what you originally created come through, even though the paint on the wall may change or the style may change. Like it's still you. So I think that's really cool that you guys have done that. So tell me a little bit about the salon itself and how you guys, elevator speech or however long you want to go, how you would describe Salon Evolve versus, another salon. What is it that you guys provide your customers, your clients, that makes you different, I guess?
I mean, I feel like for the clients, we always like to make them feel at home. Yeah. We want them to make them feel comfortable. We like to, when they walk in, we know a lot of them by name. So I feel like when I walk into somewhere and they know me by name, I feel like, oh, hi.
Yeah.
I feel like, so we definitely like to make them feel like, family, which they are. They're family to us, and all of our services.
Some of them literally, right?
Yeah, literally. So I've been with them and other people for 17 years.
Yeah.
I think our shampoo room is definitely separates us from a lot of other salons. It's separate, it's quiet, it's dark, it's relaxing.
That was my favorite part of the whole thing.
You didn't even do the lay down bed.
No, I didn't. There's a lay down shampoo bed. I know. I was like, no, that's overkill.
My brother actually made them for me. So.
That's awesome.
Yeah. He actually made all the
I probably would have fallen asleep because like there's something about like warm water and just like sometimes I just stand with my head under the faucet in the shower and just let it like on my head. Yeah. You know, I don't know. There's something about like the head. Like
there's so many
those things that you wear,
yeah.
or there's those things that you can like get.
Yep.
Just like,
I
get like.
Yes, I have one. Yeah.
Some people it doesn't affect at all, but other people like it's like I have like all my pressure points in my head. I feel like. Maybe it's because my head is so large.
I would say like 1% of the clients, maybe not even 1%, tell us to skip the massage.
Oh really?
Part, which is it's very rare, but
what are you thinking?
I know. Some people just
that's like worth the price. I'm like, I don't even want my hair cut. Like just like put shampoo in my hair or whatever. I don't know. TMI. Sorry.
Yeah.
It's all right. We're all friends here.
We do 10-minute scalp massages too.
Wow.
And that's like a great thing too.
I would imagine that people come in, they're stressed, they're tired, they want to feel better. They probably walk in here feeling like, oh, I'm so unattractive. I'm so like I got all this like weight of my shoulders from my work day or whatever, and I got to do this big event and I need to look good for it or whatever. And then to walk into a room like that and have someone massaging your head and making you beautiful or handsome, whatever it is that you want. I can't imagine walking out of here not feeling good about that.
Yeah, and that's like what Kim said in the beginning. Like that's exactly what all the stylists I think love about their job is that they get to do that for people.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, it is.
And I wanted it to be kind of something from the moment they walked in the door. So when there wasn't a lot of salons open around here when I first opened. There was only a few, and everything was in houses.
Oh,
so I kind of like the industrial, just like walk in and feel like you're in a different place.
Yeah, there's a lot. That's for sure. Like because like you said, there are a lot of converted, old residential homes that are now commercial, and they all are kind of in that vein. But this is definitely a different vibe when you walk in, and it works because it's different. I think it stands out for sure. So I can imagine you're watching. Obviously, you see the people in the mirror, so you can see their face. Do you notice it as the hair is being done? Do you notice like an expression change, like with people?
Well, nobody likes to sit in the mirror with their hair wet.
Yeah, that's a big
we
thing.
We tried it a couple times not having mirrors when we applied color.
Sure.
We've gone down that road, but
they don't like looking like the drowned rat or whatever, like when they first come out.
Yeah, right.
But I think people are curious.
Yeah.
They like to see what's going on, and
so we brought the mirrors
back.
Especially are really. I know they have a lot of trepidation about getting their hair cut. It's crazy because
Yeah.
they're like, oh, I always laugh because people grow their hair super long, but they always put it up, and then they're afraid to get it cut. I'm like, but you never wear it down, so what difference does it make? Like that's where I got to the point where I was always putting it up, and I was like, there's no point to having it anymore. My job didn't require it anymore, and I was like, time to cut it off.
Right.
Yeah, I always say if it's that long that you wear it up all the time, it's time to cut it.
Yeah.
not like dramatic like you did, obviously, but.
So that you can actually regularly you can style it in a way that you feel good and it's not pulled back tight, but yeah, I mean, I trusted. I kind of didn't really have an idea, and I just said, here's a loose idea. I trust you just to cut it, do it, and I'm very pleased. Everybody I've seen, and I might get comments after this video. I don't know what you're talking about, but everybody I saw who had only known me with long hair said this is a much better look. Now I don't know what that means about how I looked before, but it's kudos to you for a great haircut. My kids the same way. They got their haircuts here, and everybody thought they were great.
What did his son say about getting his haircut?
He said because they put in the shampoo, and he said my hair is spicy. It feels spicy.
We did the energizing shampoo.
Yeah, he said my hair feels spicy, which is that's really funny.
That's one thing. That's one thing too that has changed, evolved, whatever you want to say, over the years for me too, is just going to the shows that we go to and belonging to the associations we do. We meet some really amazing people, like a lot of business owners and people that have given me advice over the years for what helped them, what things they did, and also hair products have come a long way too.
Right.
So we started out with just your basic shampoos, and then there is really shampoos for coarser, curlier hair that helps dry your hair faster. So we've gone through like 3 different companies and, you know, just always get, and this one is like our favorite. So we've had this product line, it's for 8 years.
Wow.
Yep. So
yeah, so you mean I shouldn't just get whatever's in
No.
the grocery store?
There's definitely a difference.
The discount, I just get
And
the
it's
2,
even-
whatever the 2 for 4 is. That's what I get. I'm just kidding.
yeah, and it's good to see like all the reviews that people write. A lot of times they do include, you know, the shampoo that they get in the shampoo room or the products.
Oh, that's great.
The products do make their hair feel different.
I'm sure the manufacturer likes that too.
Yeah, yeah. Well,
that means they're
she's
gonna
amazing.
keep-
She actually she's in Indianapolis and she has her own manufacturing plant and she's a chemist and she does the products and she always keeps up on the latest ingredients. So
that's really cool.
It's not just like a slap your name on a label kind of thing.
Right.
It's,
and she comes down here and she teaches us like what each ingredient in that product means and what it does, and she tells us literally the ins and outs of all the products and how they're made, and it's pretty incredible because
she's
we're
only
like so educated on these products.
Yeah, for sure, you'd never look at like a bottle of shampoo the same way again.
Yeah,
you know, like, you know how the sausage is made. I guess.
Awesome. I even text her about facial products. I'm like, is this good? Should I use this? So, so she's really into our industry and just making sure she can give the best quality products. So I mean, that's been good that clients really notice that difference.
Yeah,
too.
and what's the product line called?
It's our product line.
Oh, is it really?
Yeah.
Oh, so it's made for Salon.
Well, she does work with other companies too,
okay.
but
so
it's called Evolve. Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
No, it's called Evolve.
Yeah.
I said
like,
Evolve.
wait.
I said Evolve so many times.
It's all meaning.
Yeah.
Every word, any word you say as many times, it starts to sound like it's not a word anymore. You know, it's funny.
Yeah.
So tell me, I know you guys, you do something a little bit different in terms of obviously the product that you use, but also the materials that you use in the salon. Tell me a little bit about is it Green Circle?
The Green Circle, yeah.
So I don't know, either of you who.
So when did we start doing Green Circle?
Green Circle was two years ago? Now. We've been doing it for 2 years.
2 years ago. One of the stylists brought it up to us about this company that takes all of the stuff that you use. I mean, I would say like almost everything. Hair color.
The color tubes.
The color tubes. Every kind of recycling possible.
Foils that were used.
The foils.
Hair.
Hair, yeah. Everything. Everything
that
that you would use for like in a service.
Yeah.
And they take it and they recycle it and we ship it out and we separate everything. So we have to separate all the metals and the tubes, the color, the plastics, the hair. We separate everything, we ship it out, and they do just like for the hair, they make for oil spills and stuff like that.
They make
like
combs,
they
bins.
make they make like things out of
absorb whatever.
Yeah,
Sorry,
like
things that absorb the
wouldn't-
oil spills and stuff.
Yeah,
Oh
and
wow.
stuff that you wouldn't even think that was made from recycled stuff.
Yeah.
Was made from these things that we were throwing away into our landfill or wherever for years. Our color, was
when
going
we
into
look
the
at how
water.
much we're throwing out,
it's
like
crazy.
even hair color tubes, it's crazy.
Yeah, I think they said like in 2017 or 2018, they diverted like 580,000 pounds of waste that like to do good instead of going into
like
bad.
repurposing it rather than it just
Because even hair, when you put it in a trash bag and it goes in the landfill, I guess it doesn't really decompose.
Yeah.
So it lets vapors and fumes out. I mean, they even take the hair. They take the extra hair color.
Yeah.
If we have hair color left over after a service, we put that all in a container that gets shipped out.
Oh wow.
So that doesn't go in the water.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. It's incredible.
Yeah,
It's
that definitely
it's growing. It's more and more salons are getting involved.
I would imagine because we're way more conscious of all of those effects than we were in the past. Probably even from when you got into the industry, it's probably a lot different.
Oh my gosh,
Absolutely.
so
I mean,
different.
it's not that long ago. I mean, it's still.
It was a long time ago.
2002.
You can say it was a long time ago.
Yeah, whatever. Or when you started.
1991.
2002.
Yeah, let's be real. It was a while ago.
So you were 4 years old? How is that even possible?
I don't even have one gray hair.
Oh man, that's funny. But anyway, sorry. That is fantastic that you guys do that. That you not only make the commitment to quality in your product that you use, but also in anything that's not used. You're concerned about the after effects. That's huge. So I really appreciate just as a guy who's raising kids in this world, that that
and
there are
here,
people who are
like,
conscious.
all of our kids will probably grow up here. So
yeah, right.
Well, they are growing up.
Save the planet.
Yeah, that's right.
Especially our little part of the planet.
Yeah.
It's like when I feel like you used to get those notes at work, and it's like, leave this nicer than you found it, or whatever. Leave the kid. Your mom doesn't work here. Clean up after yourself, like that kind of thing. I feel like we need to adopt that a little bit in our own, just the way we live. We need to leave it better than we got it. So
absolutely,
that's really great to hear that you guys are doing it that way. So this has been awesome.
Thank you so much. We're donating your hair.
Oh, you are? That's right. I totally forgot about that. Yes, thank you so much for doing that. So, my hair, I don't know how long it was officially.
Colored.
It's
not colored.
This
it
is
was
all
not
salt
colored.
and pepper for you ladies out there.
It was perfect.
I mean, my wife only.
Yeah, a lot of companies, they don't take colored hair, so it was perfect when we
I used to dye my hair,
to cut yours.
not to cover gray, but when I was in a band and stuff, I used to have like jet black hair with like red streaks in it. It was like all over the place. I used to actually, not that long ago, when I used to have like a faux hawk, I used to have a blonde streak in my faux hawk. It sounds really dated when I say it out loud. But hey, everybody goes through that phase. Maybe I'll try to throw up a picture. I probably won't remember to do it in post-production, but I'll throw up an old picture of me with the blonde streak in my hair. But I thought it looked good anyway. But yeah, it's great. The fact that I was able to do that, because I was like, I've heard about it. I know that people do, but usually I'm thinking like women with really long hair down to their backs and stuff.
It just has to be 8 inches. 8 inches.
8 inches. So my hair was at least 8 inches long. I didn't even know it was that long.
That's
so
amazing.
I mean, if I can do that, and hopefully I will never know where it went, but hopefully someone gets to benefit from that. And that way, my lack of haircuts for 2 years, it was not in vain.
Yeah, exactly. You're saving it.
Yeah, that's right.
Cause.
So maybe someday I'll be walking down the street and I'll see somebody and I'll be like, wait a minute, that looks... No, I'm just kidding.
You'll just be drawn to them.
Yeah, I'll be like, there's something about that person. They just have this incredible waviness and brunette color. No, I'm just kidding. Just a little bit of gray mixed in for culture and
they'll probably color
sophistication.
It.
Yeah, right.
It's a wig.
Yeah, once it's a wig, you can dye it solid color.
So they'll cover it. Yeah, but it's a good company that we donated it to. So
that's awesome. Yeah, you were saying that some companies you still have to pay for them. So
yeah, well, Wigs to Wishes don't, when salons then do fundraisers and different things to raise money for the person with cancer, so they don't have to pay for the wigs.
That's really cool.
So that's how that company works.
Yeah.
Wigs to Wishes.
Wigs to Wishes. So I'll include information about them and Green Circle Salon. Sorry.
Yeah.
And obviously Salon Evolve. You'll get all the links below. So this is awesome. Thank you so much. Is there anything that I'm forgetting to cover? I don't think so. I feel like I need to wrap it up because I'm starting to feel like after a certain time, I start to have less of a filter, which you may have noticed already. I get a little.
It is late.
I get a little fun. We'll just call it. So I don't want to say something that I'd have to edit out later. So why don't you let people know how they can get in touch with you here? If you have Instagram, Facebook, all that kind of stuff, you can let people know your hours and how the best way to book an appointment, and then we'll wrap it up.
Yeah, perfect. So if you want to book an appointment, you can call 610-489-5525. And then you can go onto our website and you can request an appointment as well. And we do have a Facebook, Salon Evolve. We have an Instagram at Salon Evolve. And
website?
Our website.
Yeah.
SalonEvolve.com?
Yeah, SalonEvolve.com.
It's nice that you were able to get all of the uniform URLs because sometimes that's hard. You know, if your name
I don't
is
know
like
if the internet existed when I opened.
Like if your place was called like the Haircut Place, it's probably a little too generic.
There is a lot of Salon Evolves.
Is there really?
Yes, there is.
So you were able to get just the one?
Well,
there's no hyphen?
I don't really know. They only checked Pennsylvania when I opened. It was so long ago.
Yeah, but I mean in terms of like getting the Instagram URL. That's
the Instagram. I still
sometimes people it's like
that.
URL and then like 3 numbers or like the state after it because the other one's already taken. So hey,
yeah, that's true.
Yep.
They're ahead of the curve, everybody. So you need to come and you need to check them out. The lovely people that have worked here. I've enjoyed every minute that I've been in the place. So and it's my second time back. So thank you so much, ladies. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you for coming in.
Oh yeah, my pleasure.
And letting me cut your hair off.
Yeah, no, it was great.
I don't get to do that very often.
It was a win-win-win. It was great. What did you like that it was such a drastic haircut? Is that fun for you guys too?
I mean, it's fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we don't really get to do that very often.
Yeah, right. It's like, I'll just hack all this giant bush off or whatever. That was what my hair had become at this point.
Yeah.
But anyway, we could go on a little too long at this point. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please click all of the links below the video. Leave a comment. If you do come into Salon Evolve as a result of Discover Springford, let them know. We always love to hear that people are discovering new places because of what they see on the show. We really appreciate that as well. So there are links below to support Salon Evolve and the various companies that they work with. There's also a few links below to support Discover Springford. So I appreciate it if you would check those out. Until next time, get out there on your own journey to discover what makes the Springford area a great place to live, work, eat, and explore.